Introduction. Without doubt, fresh herbs are better tasting, as compared to dried herbs. In addition, there is little doubt that fresh garden vegetables are more preferred to those in supermarket shelves. Warmer climates allow fresh greens to grow year-long, unlike colder regions that are more challenging in winter. The urban cultivator is an alternative that reduces complications of foul weather or stale herbs and microgreens. The urban cultivator has a computerized system that creates a mini greenhouse environment. Together with the cost-efficient Tree TP, these innovations are revolutionizing farming businesses.
The most attractive business proposal on Shark Tank.
Appearing in the Shark Tank, presenting his invention, and getting a deal with Jean-Paul DeJoria, was a great moment for Johnny Georges. I consider this the most attractive proposed episode, since it revolutionizes the farming business. The sprinkler systems of the innovation have single drip emitters, which lower the quantity of water that each tree requires. In addition, the Tree TP prevents watering of unwanted grass and weeds growing close to the plant, making sure there is less maintenance throughout the season. This happens because the grass and weeds die out due to lack of water. The Tree TP protects smaller trees from night frost and is valuable in extreme frost conditions. Another great advantage of the Tree TP is that the drip-style emitters prevent root rot, given that it does not spray water to the trunks of tree species directly. This mini greenhouse effect of Tree TP makes sure that several other tree varieties use less water to grow faster.
What is more appealing about the innovation, Tree TP?
Tree TP is a farming innovation that minimizes maintenance costs considerably and allows for better water management. Microgreens will benefit from this innovation since they aid plants in growing faster. Using this innovation in urban cultivators facilitates better management of water supply. On the other hand, consumers and industries will benefit from the uniqueness of Tree TPs because microgreens grow faster. Shark Tank, Season 5, Episode 7, emphasizes that the Tree TP adds value, due to its ability to channel water and liquid fertilizers to plant roots, thereby increasing new growth by over 30%. The Tree TP also creates an atmosphere of a mini greenhouse that enables it to capture moisture and heat, facilitating faster growth in plants. This aspect adds value to microgreens found in urban cultivators.
Applying Tree TP to microgreens and fresh herb industry.
Tree TPs are finding their way into the competitive market, and their potential is encouraging sales. What is more appealing about Tree TPs is their ability to lower operational costs. Tree TPs are also environmentally friendly because they help in reducing the costs of herbicides, fuels, and water. Many Tree TP users give testimony of the invention's ability to promote deep growth. Still, this invention has strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats that could offer a competitive advantage to the microgreens business if well handled.
Strengths.
Tree TP adds value to the growth of fresh herbs in urban cultivators. For garden enthusiasts such as me, urban cultivators and Tree TPs present the perfect opportunity to start indoor planting for my herbs and microgreens. Furthermore, they give me a head start if I am to grow plants indoors and later plant them outdoors during the growing season. Tree TPs inhibit growth naturally and have a comparative advantage of better critter control.
Opportunities.
After watching the Tree TP innovation on Shark Tank, I see an opportunity in making Tree TP for all kinds of tree species. After spending most of my life in the tree industry, I realize that even the biggest trees have to start at a point. It is at this point that benefits of Tree TP go a long way. The product is 100% recycled plastic, a low-cost approach with a competitive advantage for farming microgreens and fresh herbs.
Weaknesses.
Most commercial citrus tree growers are purchasing large quantities of Tree TPs. Yet, growers of smaller trees, microgreens, and fresh herbs are benefiting minimally from this product. Making a few minor changes to the product and availing different sizes for various species can greatly widen a farmer's business base. Threats. Citrus growers and other large-scale farmers are purchasing tree TP products in large quantities. If George fails to include different sizes that cut across all growers, the microgreens industry may fail to maximize this opportunity. Still, the qualities of the tree TP will make sure that Johnny captures the very promising microgreens market, particularly with the increasing acceptance of urban cultivators.
Experience required to succeed.
Currently, the existing tree TPs favor large customers who buy thousands of tree TPs for citrus trees. Therefore, George leaves out other large markets who may want to order below units of 15, which cost beyond $100. Currently, there are 5-unit tree TPs that cover homeowners and growers of microgreens willing to use their products. On the other hand, urban cultivators have costs that differ depending on the model one chooses. A consumer model begins at $2,200, while a larger industrial models cost $6,000 and beyond. Although urban cultivators are trending in the market, they carry an obstacle of assembly. The assembly of its high-end components are mostly time-intensive. However, they are economical, since they have a good return on investments between periods of 8 months to 2 years.
Conclusion.
As local growers have trouble competing with other big conventional growers, both the urban cultivator and tree TPs give them an opportunity to carve a niche for themselves in the farming business. These two revolutionary technologies are allowing farmers to start their own gardens, thereby reaping the benefits of fresh and nutritious foods that cost less to produce. For indoor farmers, one does not need a larger space as they can grow their foods with ease. Still, changing farming practices that have existed for generations is not an overnight feat yet. Johnny has taken his tenacity to do away with outmoded conventional practices higher, despite rejection by traditionalists and conventional farmers. Georges Johnny and John Paul DeJoria have invested a determination that will make the dream of changing the world a reality for both Johnny and his father. Together, the urban cultivator and tree TPs are going to revolutionize farming of fresh herbs, microgreens, and other plant species. Everything you need for studies, essay samples, writing tools, and tips, you can find at studycorgi.com.